September 14th, 2021, my friend Abai, my sister Neva, and I started working on our biggest project ever. We wanted to make a game, except we'll make everything this time. Usually we only focus on the code and don't care about how the game actually looks or things like that. No, this time we're doing it all. We're making everything ourselves, and yeah. We ended up doing this for 56 days. 56! Most projects we only work on for like 1 to 3 days. This project, 56. Like, what? Code-wise, we have over 1,000 lines of code, which is already insane. And we also have a bunch of art and we also have a bunch of art that Abai made, and we also have a bunch of music that Neva made.
Bunch of music? How can you have a bunch of music?
It's pretty epic compared to most of her projects. If I were to start over, I would have used a game engine like Unity to make this, but we made the mistake of using plain old JavaScript with the P5JS library to do this. And that was a bad decision, as you're about to see. So here's what we worked on in the entire process. The first few days stormed by. By the end of the first day, we already had a player and some grass on the screen, which was already an accomplishment, remember, since we had to make the art. Oh, we chose pixel art, by the way. We didn't choose vector art because we thought vector art would be harder. It'd be harder to make vector art perfect, whereas pixel art, you're dealing with the individual pixels. How can you not be perfect? Like, so yeah, that was quite the challenge, but we got it done. The next day was my dad's birthday, so we couldn't do any work, but the day after that, we already made all the movement, and we made the movement and jumping, and I think the day after that, we already had the player colliding with the ground, so we basically had the basics of a platformer in the game. But we still don't have any levels, so we needed to make some. This was our first time making levels, and it didn't go that well. We just ended up making the tutorial levels for the game. By day 5, we already had 5 tutorial levels done, which was progress, I guess. Again, it was our first time making levels. We didn't really know what we were doing, but still. On day 5, Abai made 5 tutorial levels. 5 tutorial levels. He thought some of them were not tutorial level at the time until I put them into the game the next day, and yeah, they were pretty easy. So then we started working on some more levels. So we actually made 7 levels that day. 7! Some of them didn't make it into the game, but they were there. I made 5 levels, Neva made 2, she wanted to make 5 as well, but the tablet that she was sketching the levels on at the time ran out of battery at that point, and so we stopped for that day. My levels were pretty hard compared to the rest of the levels at the time, and the 2 levels that Neva made were pretty easy. They were basically the same difficulty as Abai's tutorial levels from before. By this point, we already had 8 working levels in the game, but 5 of them were tutorials, so it didn't really count. At this point, I've pretty much gone through all of the days where we worked really hard on the game, so So at this point, I'm gonna skim through a little bit more from now on. By day 7, Neva had already wrote some music for the game, so yeah, I think it's gonna play for the rest, in the background for the rest of this video, maybe. That'd be cool, you know? Can you just add that in, you know? At this point, I got a bit bored with making levels, so we made only about 2 levels a day for the next few days. By October 15th, which was day 31, I think, I got so bored of making levels that I just decided to make a level editor for everyone. That way I could just let the level editor generate the code for the levels for me so that I don't have to implement them into the code manually. But it did have a bit of a bug, which made the levels take up way more space than they should. And it also left me to do some work. The next day I did manage to fix the bug though, and the level editor turned out to help a lot. The next day already, we managed to finish literally all of the levels. At this point, I started to worry about the game not being fun, which it kind of wasn't. You just have to pick up the key and go through the door. That's not that exciting, to be honest. Yeah. So we decided to add a timing mechanic to all the levels, which means you only had a limited time to complete every level, which definitely spiced it up a lot. Now all we had to do was polish. That can't take too long, right? I started by making a background. It was super simple. It basically just some triangles. That's literally it. We also animated the player, which was pretty cool. Now the player had a little walking animation, and it kind of bobbed up and down like this when it wasn't walking. We also did some other small things, like adding a level counter to let the player see what level they're on, a speedrun timer in case the player wanted to speedrun the game, and also in case the player wants to speedrun the game, a death counter to show how many times the player died during the speedrun. We also had some nice particle effects and a trail because why not? Then it was time for Neva to make some sound effects, and here we had a little bit of discussion of what to do. We could either just record them in, say, Audacity, and then we could manipulate the audio somewhat, or we could actually generate them in something like BFXR, with computer, waves and stuff like that. I wanted to go with the first option for some of the sound effects, like for example, completing a level, and we even ordered a bell but we couldn't find any objects around the house that would do the job. We even ordered a bell that turned out to be pretty useless at the job as well. So we ended up just generating all of the sound effects with BFXR. That was the easy option. We also started working on a menu, which was also pretty exciting. For that, we had to choose a name. We initially went with the funniest option, Cabot, because it looked like a cat, but it also looked like a robot, so Cabot, I don't know. But then we renamed it to Key Quest since it made more sense. Until we realized how many games were already called Key Quest. The menu is pretty basic. It's just a play button, a level select menu, and a settings menu. For the settings, I had a few settings. One was a speedrunning mode to let you choose whether you want to speedrun the game or just play it normally. In speedrunning mode, there would also be no level select screen, and and some sliders for the music volume, the sound volume, and the sound variance, which is how randomized the pitch of the sound is. At this point, someone else joined the team. Their name is Abhinav. They wanted to work with me, and so I just let him in. He turned out to be pretty good. He found some bugs, as well as coming up with an idea for a mode toggle. So that there would be an easy mode, which was just a longer time limit, medium mode, which is the normal time limit, and hard mode, which is a shorter time limit plus a live system. So if you ran out of lives, you would get reset back to level 1. Eventually, we got rid of the shorter time limit for hard mode, so the only difference between medium and hard mode is just the live system. And yeah, at this point, it was basically just fixing bugs. There was one where on Abhinav's computer, because it was very slow, he couldn't actually play the game because the frame rate was slow. The game was also slow, except for the timer. So it was basically impossible to beat the game. And yeah, there were just a few other small things like that. And at that point, the game was done. It's just a basic platformer. You just play as a person who needs to collect the key and then go to the door, and then you get to the next level. We made 25 levels in total, and there are 3 difficulty modes, so that depending on how much of a gamer you are, plus a speedrunning mode if you just want to measure how long it takes to complete the entire game at once.
You should say what we're gonna do in the future. Like, more games.
In the future, we're probably going to make more of these, although we're definitely going to use an engine instead of making it from scratch, because it's just, yeah, this was kind of a pain. That's pretty much all I have to say for now. For now, here's a playthrough of the game. You can just enjoy, I guess. Oh, I forgot, link in the description for the game if you want to play it. It's on itch.io for the first time ever.
This vid. That would be fun.
Maybe we can put that at the end.
Let's share.
Maybe we can put this at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Because the way I made it so that the pitch varies is that the speed varies, and if the speed varies too much, then it just becomes slow sometimes. Anyway, let's start.
Yeah, we're gonna start. But you should also show the level stuff. Because now you're doing speedrun though.
Нет, а это вы в видео покажете.
Yeah.
Сейчас мы снимаем
It's just a playthrough.
такую, чтобы у нас было видео всей игры.
That music stopped is very bad.
Also, I think I don't really like that it shows at the top the number of levels completed, not the current level, because I think the current level would make more sense. So I should change that. Oh my gosh.
Simon. You still have 0 points. But why is that breaking the music there? That it stopped.
I think Medley put it in.
Medley sucked. But why did Medley put that in?
Why can't I jump on a platform?
Because you suck. You just have to go up.
Yeah. Like what? Still have no deaths though. I'm playing it safe.
The red side is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Medley, stop putting in the stupid parade.
Oh, I died for the first time there. I didn't notice that. Oh yeah, I changed part of this level yesterday. Just last minute change because I wanted to make it easier for players to not rage quit.
By the way, only now I realized that the beats in this thing suck.
Yeah.
The beats. Wait, we're gonna put the sound away.
Oh, oops. Okay. This is one of the levels that I made with the level editor. So it's longer because I didn't have to hard code it. This is what I mean. That's funny, right? Anyway, let's continue. Just jump there. Come on, this is speedrun mode. So no, in the other modes, there are like time limits, but in speedrun mode, you just have to go as fast as possible. So yeah. Although now I kind of regret that, but still. Okay, this is a hard one. I made this one, and it's harder than you think. So you have to be careful. So I have to bounce around a few times so that I don't hit the enemy. There. Oh, I almost did it. I almost did it. I almost did it. Oh my gosh.
This is gonna take you ages.
Yeah. There. See? I did it like 4th try. That friend is there purely just to get the player on the level.
Simon.
What? That was so stupid. Stupid as heck. Oh my gosh.
Simon, just cheese. Just cheese.
No!
Simon,
Why could have cheated? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, no, I didn't intentionally make the level so that that's possible, but it still
Oh,
is.
you made this level?
Yes!
Oh.
That's why it's so easy.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize this level could be so hard.
It's not hard.
I'm just bad at the game.
See, easy.
Whoa. Just friend yourself up this time.
Friend yourself up.
Okay, penultimate level, I made it. There are 4 ways to beat it, but the spiky one is the fastest one because the other ones you have to move up. Although for this one also. So yeah, at the end. This maze of blocks is kind of poorly designed, I think, but oh, it's fine. Okay, final level. Harder than the previous one, which is surprising because when I made it, I thought the previous one would be hard. It's actually not hard at all. Please be sub 10 minutes. Sub 10 minutes, please.